All right, guys, here we go. We have done our brainstorming for things that are important to us, ways that we've grown as a middle schooler, what things have impacted in our lives. We have three, I said three, either pieces of paper or note cards that have three of the most powerful categories of things that have impacted us in our middle school career. Now it's time to figure out how to take that stuff and put it into a speech. In front of you right now, you should have your ELA notebook to take notes with and your three note cards from last week with the different categories that you expanded upon. Let's get started and let's have fun. So now that we've done that brainstorming work, it's time to start organizing that work. And just like an essay, a speech has three different parts that you guys are going to be in charge of thinking about: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Most of your brainstorming work that you did last week is about the body of what your speech is going to be made up of. Your introduction and your conclusion are going to have to tie into that work that we've already done. So how do we do that? Well, let's start by starting. First of all, in your introduction, you should introduce yourself. There are going to be people watching your speech that maybe have never met you before. Say who you are. And say inside of the introduction what you're going to be talking about today, which is how middle school has impacted you and prepared you for your future. This is your chance, guys, to engage the audience in front of you. What are you going to do to make them want to keep listening? Inside of that introduction, you're going to outline the main parts of your speech, like you're setting them up for more to come. So you're going to, plant the seed of those three things that are on your note cards. And remember, this is the first impression that you're giving your audience. Smile and make sure what you're talking about is meaningful to you, because that is going to show through your speech. So the meat of your speech, just like the meat of any of your essays, are the body paragraphs, really diving into those main reasons why you've grown in your middle school years and how you were impacted by them. This is where you are going to discuss your main points in any subtopic. So those three note cards, think of them as one note card for each main point, okay? Each paragraph, if you will. This is where you get to provide supporting evidence, examples, funny, things or experiences that you've had that support those three things, and any additional information to your thinking. This is where it goes. This is where the majority of your time should be spent. So what are you supposed to do now? Well, now that you've watched this tutorial video, it's time for you to take those three cards from last week and take what we just learned and try to put them together. Begin to format your speech into these three parts: your introduction, your body paragraph, use those cards, and your conclusion. How are you going to tie these all together? What are the pieces that you need to add to make sure it flows right? You can do this in your ELA notebook or or you can do it in a Word doc if you need to. But I highly suggest using a pencil and a paper so you could go back, add things that you need to, scratch out things that you don't. And this is going to be fun. Tomorrow we're going to take what we do today and we're going to talk about what all speeches need to have to be successful. And we're going to also utilize an exemplar speech by someone that all of you have heard of before. Get ready to share this out in live lessons. Adios.